Welcome everybody to another night in New Sound. Spring is here, start of new beginnings. You might end up hearing whispers along the waterfront. A gathering happening. A place called the Plimpton Diner. At this particular venue, two figures are quickly approaching. A man dressed in a tie and another in a rough jacket, held together by duct, I believe, wearing sunglasses, almost like aviator shades. They seem to be talking amongst each other in hushed tones when they eventually approach the door. It opens with the ringing of a bell. That ringing just seems to go on a little bit longer than it should. When they enter, it's almost like a trip into the past. The floor is well maintained, though has a checker pattern to it. Kind of a bar sits across with stools, waiting for customers. Place is empty save for a single person working behind, late night cook in order. Still, it's glad to end up finding these small venues on occasion. Privacy, you see. And it's with that the two figures sit down at a very large table. It's good to end up taking the corner room. It's away from prying eyes, even from well, their current host. And it's here at the Plimpton Diner the scene begins, with Axel and Scout in mid-discussion. So, there I was, and the son of a bitch, I have him in my hands, and the knife just kept going into my fucking ribs. I didn't think he was that fucking squirrely. Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, man, you gotta watch for that boy Sticks. Good kid, but makes me feel stable.
Well, shit, man. I guess in your line of work, you're bound to deal with folks that are fairly squirrely.
Yeah, well, you don't have much of a choice in this day and age. I mean, I thought it was bad enough when I was still able to take the day shift, but nowadays, working nights, things got a lot meaner. There's there's just a few things that I'm still adding together, if you know what I mean.
Sorry, man. My memory's a bit iffy on this. Was your fella a bit of a... Do you have blood? Do you have blood running through his veins, or was he one of the pale one of us?
Well, he works the night shift. Still, can't help what he is. I mean, I know I can't, but I figure I see what he can do. He said he was serious, so I wanted to figure out how serious, and sure enough, son of a bitch decided to separate a few ribs. I mean, I don't blame him. I brought it on myself, but tell you right now, that trick you're trying to teach me right now would have came in handy back then. Holy shit.
So what'd you do?
Um, I wrapped his skull around the bars of the warehouse for about 40 minutes.
You know what? I think you got your point across. Well, did he survive?
Oh yeah, we left with a couple of laughs. I mean, went for a pint. Still, I can understand why it is that people are often weirded out by some of the shit I do. I mean, they can't. Sometimes you can't help it. Fucking fruit flies. As a note, Scout probably doesn't see any fruit flies here. It's a well-maintained place.
I go, Ah, man, fucking, look at us. Look at you, me. What the fuck is normal? You know, best you can do is try to be stable, at least.
I can't make
That's the thing to
any
aim for.
promises, but
You know.
you do what you can, right? So you gotta do the best you can with the decisions you have available to the best of your knowledge. I mean, nobody goes out of their way to end up saying, "I'm gonna make a terrible decision today." I don't think anybody's ever actually woke up and said that to themselves. So, it's kind of the way
You know,
things.
I can think of a couple people that would pull that kind of shit just because they don't grasp the idea of a terrible idea.
Yeah, but that doesn't
You
mean
know,
they went out of their way to get a terrible idea, right? And I mean, I hope you're not talking to anybody in my immediate family. I don't want to take
oh no
offense
no,
to
just
anything.
nothing like that.
Terrible
Somebody.
stereotypes and shit.
Oh no no, just the uh kind and shit like that. Usually after several lines of cocaine, their ideas those terrible ideas seem to get way better.
I
But
had that same experience with a lot of people in just straight grain alcohol. I mean, fuck. See all measures fucked up. Um, you want a coffee?
sake of ritual, why not?
All right. Axel takes a moment, and he actually gets up and starts speaking to the waiter, and seems to have a small conversation. So it's going to take him a few minutes to get back with a couple of cups of coffee.
At this moment, uh, the door opens and in walks a man wearing a black pea coat. And he appears to be very gaunt looking, quite pale. And just a blank, expressionless face, like almost depressed looking face, who sits down at a booth in the corner near where Axel and the other were sitting, and he just sort of rests his head on the table and says nothing.
Axel, are you a fan of the cinema at all?
Axel comes back with 2 cups of coffee on trays. I wish I could say it did. I used to watch a couple of bad movies back in the day, but he takes the cup and kind of brings it to his lips, inhales a bit, puts it back down.
No, there's a gentleman right behind us, and he seems to encapsulate, granted, one of the most puerile and childish phrases I've ever heard. But are you a fan of Kevin? Have you ever heard of Kevin Smith?
Go on.
No, and at this, I just turn around. I just kind of like look around. This guy that I look behind him, and I just go, now look at this morose motherfucker. Looks like somebody shit in his cereal.
Howard's head pops up immediately. Pardon?
No, I am closing my mouth. Just.
He says it looks like you're having a shit day.
I have been, sir. I really have been.
Sir, when did I get upgraded? Wow.
I just got out of the hospital.
As a friend of mine would say, Scheisse, what the hell happened?
I got mugged, and my kneecap was broken in. Not fun.
Kind of just to take a look, is there a cast or anything on Howard's leg right now?
Nothing.
Well, I'm sure you just kind of bruised it. It don't look none the worse for wear. I mean, you hobbled in here all right.
It was cracked. Healed up quickly, but cracked. The man tried to steal my money. I was a little drunk. I had just won $250 from a game of poker. And this was a man I was playing with. He takes a tire iron to my knees, tries to beat me over the head. I've had more than a few crap days.
I'm sorry to hear that, friend. I'm sorry to hear that. Still, he kind of watches this man playing around with the lighter and that tinging sound almost to repetition. He takes a minute, listens in.
Howard also has closed his eyes while he's doing it and sort of looks content, almost like this is a way that he calms himself down.
Well,
I guess while he's doing all that stuff, his flicking with his lighter and stuff, a thought just strikes Scout, and he goes through his pockets, he's like, "You got a light, man?"
Oh, sure.
Nah, just pass it to him, and since it's a simple thing, just, gracias.
As he's lighting it, you can see Howard immediately motions his head back away from the flame and just sort of intently stares at it, and then right as it lights, he immediately clicks it shut and sets it down.
Hey, Scout, if you don't mind, you light mine as well. He kind of offers it over since he has a more controlled method of lighting a cigarette right now. Something that requires a little less fire, just a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I go over and get the cigarette over to him and over to Axel and just ask for a bit of a light,
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.
And your name, sir? He gestures towards Howard.
Yes?
Yeah. Name's Axel. This is my compatriot right now I have for the evening scout.
Howard Holiday. Nice to meet both of you.
Reaches over the table and over the bit and kind of shakes. Maybe a little bit more comfortable. If you care to take a seat with us. Yeah? It's got some
sure. Sure, fine. Yeah, Howard gets up and he sits down in the booth as well. You can actually smell, emanating off of his clothing, you can smell a faint smell of whiskey at this, probably. Or something alcohol-y in some way.
Wow. Smells like it's been one hell of a bender for you.
Yes, it has. I can't drink the normal stuff, though. I gotta have it special.
No? What? Like you're not a fan of Shirley Temples, or?
Okay.
Something like that.
It's funny. I met a gentleman actually. Never mind. That it would sound like an urban legend at this point. Oh. So, may I ask where you found such a rare kind of not vintage distillation process?
Yeah, I don't explain that part. It's...
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
All right.
He taking hold of the.
You do notice. You probably do notice though. One thing is that you probably see there's whatever he just drank there. It's slightly red. Like you can see a redness on his teeth at this point.
Well, Axel kind of takes the cup of coffee and raises it up to Howard. To you. He kind of takes a little bit back and then puts it back down. Howard and Scout, would you be able to roll perception, please?
Oh, sure. What is my
Normal
perception?
difficulty.
Just a straight perception roll?
Perception alertness.
Okay, perception. Don't have alertness. Darn it.
All right.
So I believe that increases the difficulty by 1 for you, correct?
I
You
have.
still got it.
Okay, I have 5, so let's give it a spin.
Wow.
All right.
Let's see.
Yeah, you got 1. All right. So, well, actually, you got 3. 6 is base, 7 is increased if you're not trained, if I recall. But we'll just call it. You both see this. When Axel brings the cup of coffee, he smells it, takes a little bit into his mouth, and almost swirls it around like mouthwash, and then just lets it pour right back out of his mouth, it back into the cup. So when he puts it down, while maybe a tiny bit more frothy, it's the level of the coffee didn't actually go down.
Good trick, man.
You didn't drink your coffee.
Well, sometimes you just need to savor the taste. I try and do my best. It's a bit.
Oh, what taste?
Coffee
Coffee is
itself.
the most bitter thing in the world.
And that's why you gotta love it.
Everything's bitter to me.
Such the pessimist. Such the pessimist. And I can understand why. I mean, you've had a rough couple of days. How can I...
Try and keep my spirits up. It's very hard.
At around this time, a person is entering the diner, but she is, holy shit. Okay, she's very sneaky. She's trying not to alert anyone or make a big fuss. She just gets in. She gets in and just gets in the corner, real quiet, and has a laptop she opens. With that insane roll, I'm not sure anyone will be able to see. You are free to see if you could spot me by another perception alertness roll.
Well,
Roll.
I think it's less. I guess it's less spot so much as just notice, because like I described earlier, when you open the door, it's a big bell.
4 successes you need, I guess.
Yeah, but you know what? Just for sake of argument.
Roll.
Yeah. Okay, I don't see anything.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, I see everything.
I had 3.
No, that's 2.
Oh, darn it.
You'd have 2.
Well,
yes.
it's fine. Scout does not see anything. So, all right, but she gets in and she opens her laptop and has a hoodie on, just hiding her head, and she starts working more or less. And she is typing away at her computer. It's not really apparent what she's doing, but she's doing something. And she is typing away for a good while, just sitting there.
Out of character for a second. This is the same character I met at the library, right? Yours?
It is.
Okay, good. Howard is at this point probably looking around the diner when he notices you. Probably the constant clicking from the laptop probably tipped him off. But he looks over and sort of looks and is just like, wait a minute, Natalia?
I'm going to see. It's going to be really high. Nope. There's no reaction from the woman.
I'll be right back, guys. Howard stands up and walks over to the table. Natalia?
She will just want to look up and say, yeah, hello. Some time ago. How you doing?
Oh, fine. It's been a while. Right at the library, right?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It was a week ago or so. It's probably a bit more, but yeah, something like that. She seems somewhat preoccupied, but she taps a little. She puts in a couple of bits on her computer. Just one moment, and just finishes something she's doing, and then she just um, puts it into some kind of standby mode. And she looks up again and says, I'm very sorry. I was just in the middle of something. Yes, we did meet. How you been doing? You were.
Oh, Howard. It's very good to see you again. Things have been going. I don't think well should be the word. Okay-ish.
Yeah, it's well.
Took a trip to the hospital.
I've been busy, but I hope it's not serious.
Just some guy tried to mug me. Would you like to sit with me over there with my acquaintances?
She looks over. She notices a bald guy. She's pretty sure she knows. So she just, it's a local gathering, I see.
Yeah?
Oh, well, she straightens up and says, "Yeah, sure." She puts her laptop in her bag and just scrolls over, sits down to the table. Hello, Axel. Long time.
You two know each other.
It's not
This is
until
this is
Howard.
good.
It's
Howard
not until
Axel.
Howard actually responds to Natalia. Does he actually look up at her? Oh, Natalia, such a pleasure to see you again. Thank you very much. How you been? I haven't seen you since since I took a really rough cab ride home, if I recall.
I think no. I think we met. Well, I've been busy.
You look tired.
Nah, it's not that. It's just some. Mm, she looks around to some of the other booths. She just says, "Well, let's just say family matters." And she just
Yeah.
they've been keeping. It's been keeping busy, but no, it's not. It's not a problem. But how about you? You feeling alright?
Not gonna lie, it's been kind of rough. I had a incident the other day that I've been kind of working around, but you know what? It's getting cleaned up, and it just
Oh, just let me know if there's anything like you need to talk about this.
Howard
Yeah.
chimes in at this point and says, "Oh, you two know each other."
Oh yes,
uh,
Howard, Axel, Howard.
yes, we've been acquainted. Howard's been having a bit of a rough week. Axel actually starts to shift over. Please come join us.
Yes. Howard sits back down. So, Natalia, and he sort of leans over. He's one of us.
Yes, it's quite all right. She looks around. She looks up again at the booths around them. There's really nobody there, and she's
And
yes,
probably at this point, the guy behind the counter is falling asleep.
And she looks up as Scout comes back. Having been out, she looks at Scout and says, "And here's another one. Why didn't you say he was here? Hey, Scout, how's it going?"
Now, what the fuck is going on here? Good to see you. Just let's, huh? What brings you? Well, what brings you into this little desolate part of the city? Not unused.
Here, a little thing there. It's not very bad. I like this. Some of these places are public, open, and good for different things. You don't bump into too many people being very nosy here. There are multiple reasons, but I like this place.
Fair enough.
Well,
I need
Scout
to get
just
some work done.
Now, also, a thought kind of occurred to me. Mr. Holiday, just out of curiosity, did you get your revenge upon the person that broke your legs in, man?
In a way, yes. He's not dead. Don't worry about that. Incapacitated, to a degree.
He tried to hobble you. That seems fair game.
I guess a gut shot. Yeah, I guess when you mug a man, you're deserving of a shot in the gut with a pistol.
Jesus Christ! You shot him?
It wasn't lethal. It wasn't lethal. I was fearing for my life. He tried to bash my head in. I was on the floor.
I'm not doubting that. Just you realize. Sorry, Axel.
You want what? No. I have to ask something, and he kind of actually pushes his coffee towards Howard. Take a sip,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
He drinks it and probably makes a very horrifying face.
Okay. He pulls the coffee back, and Scout, we'll continue talking about the family matters a little bit later on. He kind of has this worried look to Natalia, like, what are you doing bringing kind to table? Or what are you doing interacting with this kind? It's written all over his face that at least Howard doesn't belong.
Kind?
He doesn't say that. He's just looking at. He's just
Oh.
kind of looking at him. I'll be more
It's
specific.
okay, Axel. He's, well, I don't really know, but he is in the club. So,
Yes, I think they call what they call people like me Malkavians.
well, that is fairly blunt. You will know, you would, shouldn't really, say stuff like that to that open.
He's saying, out of character, he is saying this in a very kind of a hushed voice.
Yeah.
Forgot to mention that part.
Anyway, Natalia will, even though you're very careful, she will probably say it anyway because she's that noisy or nosy.
Yeah.
So she'll just do it because she can. But she'll just say it and just, just remember you'll never know who's listening.
Yeah.
But he's well, extended family of mine anyway. She looks at Axel to see what he's gonna do. Just looks at him.
I'm going to interject just for a second, and I'm going to let
Go ahead.
Micah go in. As this small group has been talking, the door to the diner opens again, and walks in this black punk wearing earphones, listening to what could be described as extremely loud punk music. It's almost deafening, but to him, he's just enjoying it. After he gets into the establishment, he kind of lowers it down a little bit and looks at the place before walking towards to where the man behind the bar is, and he says, "Can I get a cup of coffee? Black, maybe with like a little bit of sugar or something." Trying to be somewhat inconspicuous, almost.
Yeah.
Well, we got a metalhead.
Don't
Well,
confuse.
to be honest, you have two, but let's not get into that, shall we, Howard?
3 counting me.
I doubt that, but she continues to be a little uncomfortable seeing Axel probably beginning to make faces more than usual.
Yeah, but Axel, his eyes don't leave Howard for a while. Just seems to be trying to keep something in, just smiling, being kind, polite. Well, that's quite the gift then you have, Mr. Holiday.
Gift?
The
Out of character, Howard does not have the eat food merit. I just crossed off some willpower points on my sheet, actually.
But Axel doesn't know that trick.
Oh, okay. Gift? The coffee? You do know how hard it is to keep that down, right? I don't eat food.
Okay.
I've been trying.
Keep it down. Keep it down.
I've been
No,
trying
I
to
just-
figure out how to do that for a long time now. It's very hard. My research has proven very ill gains.
Researcher, huh?
Yes.
Might explain why I haven't seen you in prayer with the others. Such a shame.
Yeah, at the moment I'm in between jobs, let's say.
Nevertheless, it takes some concentration, I find, to keep on task. And maybe you'll understand in time. I think I've heard of you at one point. You have some strange beliefs, as I understand them. Care to clarify them in your own words?
Oh, sure. I am
Loud?
an atheist. I do not believe that we are supernatural to any degree. It's
You'll notice that Natalia quietly slips out of the booth they're sitting in, just begins to go up to the bar and hang out for a moment.
And for the case of Fair, Natalia is currently here going near Mutt. Do I understand this correctly?
Well, to begin with, she just gets up and just casually walks away. And yes, she's going to go over to Mutt in some. It's not directly, but yeah, she'll end up there.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt it, but continue.
I believe that our condition can be proven scientifically. I believe there is a cure, and I will find it. Everything has a cure.
Really?
I believe so. I have faith in myself and my notes. What little I have.
Interesting.
I have all the time in the world at this point.
Well, that is yet to be seen, but I do hope and wish you well in that regard. I do not share your belief, but doesn't mean I can't wish you well.
Thank you, sir.
I'm pretty sure the wisdom given to me at the time was, especially amongst family, Mr. Howard Holiday, is that it's not a matter of cure. It's a matter of management, development, growth. That's the only thing you can really draw from it. And to do otherwise is, well, I'm sure you've heard this all before.
Yes, I
Waste your
have.
time.
Do not worry. I understand the rules, and I do strictly follow those rules. I just hope that someday we can find a way to overcome this.
pardon my naivete, but then you'd also require not only to reverse what we are, but then you'd also need to reverse degeneration afterwards. And this conversation continues, but this is getting really in depth. You can almost see Axel and Howard starting to get into this as the scene cuts to Natalia and Mutt.
Mutt will have seen as a girl, maybe not as much as he is, but with a hoodie on, pretty much as in the picture. She has a bit of piercing, and she could be a punker. She looks the part, not too much, but a bit. And she'll just look at you, and at one point she'll come up fairly close to you, and um, just stands up with her like reversed of what is normal, meaning her face is outwards to the room, and just resting her elbows on the leaning in, resting her elbows on the bar, and just turns her head and looks at you and says, "Hello, good evening."
But kind of he turns a little bit and he looks at her. He goes, "Hey, uh,
Nice
what's
haircut.
up?"
Nice haircut.
He
Good
kind of
haircut.
rubs his hair, like hand through his hair. It's like, uh, so what's up? You enjoying the tunes or something?
Actually, I do. Well, I think I do. Couldn't really recognize what you were hearing, but I like that. I think you and I share more than just taste in music. She looks at Mutt. Is he pale-ish, or is he like does he have healthy color in his skin, or is he?
No, he looks fairly pale for a black guy.
Well, she looks a bit at him, just says, "Well, yeah, just I haven't seen you around here. I normally hang around here, but you new around here?" Or?
He goes, yeah, I just got back in from I was away for like a while, so kind of decided come back here and make something of myself, I guess. Maybe start my music career, that sort of shit.
She looks at him for a bit and just says, I might want to hear some of that music. I'm guessing it would be right up my alley, to be honest."
He kind of laughs and says, well, is the particular music you like something where you want to stick it to the man, shove a fist in his face, bring down all that tyrannical bullshit?
Well, it's blunt. Yeah, I don't really. I just like a lot of very heavy music, but and she kind of skirts around that when you say it like that, and she just says, "Well, I like it. It has a certain draw to it. Oh, how long have you been playing?"
He goes, not too long. Been trying to practice on, much as I can. It's fairly all right. I'm no Sid Vicious or anything, but I'll get there eventually.
Okay, okay. She looks at him again. Um, she'll look for a. Yeah, I don't know if it's 6+, then it's this one success. So she'll probably see that breath movement of the chest is not that visible. So she'll look at it. She says, "So, do you know anyone around town, or I'm guessing you are? I don't know if you know the. Are you part of the
He
club going around?"
uh, he kind of looks at her a little bit. There's not too sure what club you're referring to exactly. From what I've heard, there's a couple bit of clubs around apparently.
She leans in a bit to him and just smiles at him. It will seem for most people as though it's two punkers getting close somehow, somewhat. She just slowly takes up a hand. I just want to, can I? Is it okay? And she takes up a hand. She's not feeling threatening in any way. She's just smiling at you. It just puts a hand very so slightly on your cheek and just touches it a little, rubs it a little bit, and just lets the hand slide down a little bit of your neck and just takes it away very slowly again. Oh, well, you are, you and I go apparently, and she whispers to the same dentist. Am I correct? As he has sort of a wicked smile at her.
He kind of smiles back and goes, maybe we do. I seem to think a lot of dental work's required. Certainly have a extended canine, if you will.
Yes, I think that's more than enough. She smiles a little and laughs a bit, as she just goes. So she points down at the table. Those people over there, do you know any of them?
He kind of turns to look at Axel and everybody, and he goes, "No, I don't know any of these guys. I honestly just came here to get a better understanding of the city since I've been away for so long."
No, okay. But I know it's very impolite to ask, but she leans in very close. It would look to people anyone who would be looking that she's giving him a kiss or something. But she's going to lean in and whisper. So, is it okay if I ask you what part of the club you're coming from?
Upon hearing her whisper, he kind of puts his mouth to her ear and says, "Take a guess. I'll give you 2, and the first one doesn't count."
She'll just smile. Well, I'm going to have to make the obvious guess of, Bruges. And she just smiles at you and again very close to your face.
He kind of does like a boop on her nose, and he goes, "Right on the money. Maybe you should go on a game show."
Trust me, it could be fun. But there are many other things. Come, I'll introduce you. These 3 guys, they are also, and she just stands and she really doesn't extended family,
He goes, "All right, yeah, sure." It's like always fun meeting new people, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get the introduction to the way at least. And she'll just walk down, seeming, for the people sitting at the table, it would look as though it's, she's found someone who is part of her social niche.
And as Natalia brings Mutt into the corner gathering, of course, Mr. Holiday is still filling Axel and Scout, who almost droning on with the details of his particular insight into the condition.
Yes, and as he notices Mutt and Talia, he just stops and he says, "Oh, we have another guest."
Korsakoff syndrome.
Pardon?
No, you said anything can be curable. Wernicke's Korsakovia. That's a thing where deeply ingrained alcoholics can't actually get a vitamin B12 deficiency, leading to retrograde and anterograde amnesia. They can't make new memories and they can't remember old things, so they make things up. That's one thing that can't be cured by medicine.
I was speaking metaphorically, sir.
Ah, all right. I was going up lists of hepatitises and whatnot in my head. I'm sorry.
Well, aren't you guys a little bit fun? She just smiles as she sits down and says, "Oh, this is mud, wasn't it?"
Mud.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Pleasure
kind
to
of
meet you, sir.
he sticks his hand up to Howard and gives him a fairly firm handshake, and if he's
And-
offering you,
Cigarette.
yeah, he takes it and he goes, "Thanks for this, man. I've been jonesing for one for a while."
Oh, and Howard also grabs his lighter, of course.
And currently, the entire table backs away from the lighter.
Yes.
Everybody.
I know to look away.
Frickin' fire.
Yeah.
Out of character for 1 second. That guy, that waiter guy or whatever, must be thinking these people are really weird.
Natalia will just go and as she lights her own cigarette, and she says, "So everyone, this is Mud, and he's also, apparently this place is popular for us people, I guess." Again, very lowly, but she just says. So yeah, it's just I had a hunch. She smiles as she just leans back and just. But please, it was very strangely specific conversation that we're having. Please don't let us interrupt.
No. I'm sure.
I didn't have much more to say, really.
Oh well.
Medical mumbo jumbo is all it is, really.
I'm glad that, unless I'm mistaken, I'm glad that I'm not the only one who might be a little bit more out of the loop. They seem to be seen amongst 3 well-educated individuals. How about yourself, Bud? Am I the only one who grew up in the public school system?
No, don't worry about that. I am a public Joe. I couldn't even make, if I was even a part of that conversation, I would not make heads or tails of it. You'd have to use some simple terms for me in some cases.
You pick up a little bit here or there. Mr. Holiday here has been kind enough to end up helping me out with a little bit of understanding with the logistics and all that to his particular insight. It'd be fun to end up continuing debating him because we're at a sort of impasse, but still take some time to get used to understanding the other individuals, even if you don't agree. The understanding itself is a benefit. So how about yourself? Take a seat, a cup of coffee.
He, kind of shows up his mug and he's like, "Don't worry, I got my own. Thanks for the seat, by the way." He kind of tries to find a nice place to scooch in there, and he puts the coffee on the table and he kind of smells it a little bit. He goes, "I like the smell of coffee. I can't really drink it too much anymore. It's been setting my stomach. I don't know what it is."
Yeah, it's the caffeine, right? Caffeine gets to you, right?
Yeah.
In the sense that he speaks a little bit louder. But yeah, the smell itself, something relaxing about it.
Yeah.
It's
My
like
old
whiskey.
man used to like. You gotta be careful with that shit.
Actually, at this point, Howard pulls out his flask again and decides to take another swig. You would like some?
Don't everybody jump up at once.
Natalia just looks at Howard as he says that. And just says, "No, thanks. No."
Okay.
My old man could probably end up down in the whole thing, but I'm not particularly adept at it.
Well, just a little secret, and he again hushes his voice. It is blood of an alcoholic. That took me a while to get.
Axel actually looks mildly horrified for a minute.
Oh, don't worry, it was perfectly legal. I have some connections to the hospitals.
You're not
while this-
helping.
Ooh, yeah. And while this is going on, I would have gotten out of my booth, took a regular chair, and sat down on it. And while all this grand conversing was going on, I was slowly, just unconsciously creaking my head, kind of angling it closer and closer, just trying to hear what song is coming out of Mutt's headphones. Not actually saying anything, just if you'd notice, I'd be at a very strange angle. So, continue.
So, I tell you, you ended up having a fair amount of research going. Now, your immediate family, if I understand this correctly, is asking you to do some stuff. Just
Well, and she immediate family, and she looks puzzled.
Father, more mother, brothers, sisters.
She points at Mud and just with a puzzled look. No, nothing like that. We just met.
He kind of goes, yeah, but you know what they say about punkers? They,
No, I don't.
Well, so it doesn't matter if you've met that person the first time or forever ago. As long as you have punk in the heart, you're always family.
Rock on.
He's like, yeah, just a little.
Axel kind of looks very weirdly at Howard right now.
Yeah, even I just kind of crook my head like a confused dog at that sight. Even out angled.
Something wrong?
Juxtaposition is all.
Instead of this, I would have expected this. Suffice it to say.
I've been to a few conventions in my life, but I have been to a few metal concerts. I really do enjoy the music. Motorhead is my favorite, actually.
He goes, Lemmy. That guy's a great bassist.
Oh, yeah. I hope he lives to be like 500.
He possibly might.
With two self-control rolls passed, Natalia will not. You won't be able to see her pretty much. She's mostly looking at Mutt at this point, and Axel, sorry. But she'll mostly look at Mutt and just size him up and down, and just whenever there's a time, she just asks for like what he thinks of a band. But it's, I don't know. If you want to, you can try and take a perception empathy roll if you want to, but it's at least she's keeping it together. She's trying to not show anything at this point.
All right, I'm gonna try that roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Axel and Holiday will be able to notice that someone at this table is not comfortable. Natalia is trying to keep it down. She's trying to keep something down. Hard. But she's obviously barely. She's maintaining, and no one would be able to just pick up on it. But you notice that Natalia is like she's crunching her jaw a bit at one point, and she's just trying to keep a focus mostly on Mutt at this point.
Axel gets up and actually starts, asking people to start shoving over so he can get out of the booth, as he seems to be sandwiched between a lot of people. Eventually gets out, and he seems to be like he's about to walk away for a minute, and then stops in mid-stride. And when he's on the ball and heel of his feet, he kind of turns and puts a hand on Natalia. And looks at her. You said if I needed anything, I shouldn't have given you a call. You can I have your time for a minute? Something's on my head, and I wanted to talk to you for a minute.
And it takes a couple, like 3 or 4 seconds, and she's just, oh, sure. And she just, I'll be right back. And she mentions a name to Mutt of a bunk band, fairly obscure, but you should really check them out. But I'll be back in a moment. And she'll just go out outside with action.
All right.
While Natalia leaves, Mutt turns a little bit to see Scout trying to listen into his music. He's like, "Oh, you want to listen, man?" And he takes off his earphones and passes them to him. It's a band from like late '70s, into like the '80s punk stuff.
Misfits?
Fear, actually.
Oh. No, I never heard of them. I'm listening to it, and see, I'm trying to listen. I'm listening. I'm trying to observe. Not exactly sure what to make of it, but it's certainly a new sound that I intend on Googling later. So,
he goes, yeah, you should. Like,
thank you.
I'm always. It's like, you're welcome. I'm always interested in getting people into music and stuff. I'm actually trying to be a musician, actually.
Oh, really?
He goes, yeah.
I actually have a friend, I believe his name Nelson. Australian fellow. I think he's been interested in doing something like that, and I don't know what position he plays. I'm a bit of a guitarist, but
out of character. Just for clarification, when you said Nelson, are you referring to the person who plays Damien?
Damien.
Okay, just for clarification, so everybody else just treat it like he said Damien.
Yes, but I am able to play a bit of guitar.
He goes, oh, nice. I'm kind of in a halfway point. I can do a little guitar. I can do a little bit of bass. Not too technical, but I can certainly put in, little groove or rhythm in there, You should, maybe we need to exchange numbers or something. Maybe find a place to practice or some shit.
Yeah, sure. Grabs a pencil out of his pocket and a pad of paper, writes his number down and name, and basically in like this really nice like cursive, but at the same time it's completely unnecessary. But he does it anyway, just like no, that's not right. There you go.
He takes it and he puts it in his jackbox. Like, thanks. I'll definitely make sure to give you a call sometime.
All right. Can I have yours?
He goes, yeah, hold on.
He hands you the pad and paper.
Yeah, he takes one and he roughly just writes something down. He hands it to him. It's fairly coherent. It's not slightly.
It's readable.
Yes, it's readable. It's not Dr. Scribble.
Thank you. Shoves it into his pocket.
Mutt turns to Scott and says, you play any musical instruments or anything like that?
Nah, not in particular. I never developed an interest in it, frankly. The only thing that I'd frankly be able to offer you is security measures for a gig, really. And unreliable at that, since the last fight I was in, I got the living shit kicked out of me, but whatever.
You gotta carry a gun. It's what I do.
But he kind of interjects, is like, it's like, but still though, it's like a gun's fine. But there's not there's something about getting to break someone's nose with your fist, or kicking a nice kicking someone against the wall,
Yeah.
cracking a skull or two.
Yeah,
There's always that kind of thrill about it,
Yeah, those deserving jerks. Ugh. There's a lot of them in this city. We got mugged actually recently. It's not fun.
Meanwhile,
This is-
meanwhile, just outside, Natalia is just standing outside. She's staring rock still with her bag over her shoulder, and just she's not saying anything. She's just looking out, just taking out a new cigarette, and it begins to burn fast as she lights it.
Slow down there. You're gonna end up going through the whole pack by the end of the night.
She doesn't really say anything.
I tell you gonna be all right.
I think I need to make some excuse. I met that guy before. He seemed fairly okay, but apparently I was wrong.
Which
She
one?
looks in at the door. Well, that guy gives me the fucking creeps.
And I don't.
Well, it's fairly easy to see when you're possibly scary. That guy's just, oh.
That guy you keep saying, I'm seeing 3 individuals, each one of them I gotta end up keeping a little bit on edge for, so.
It's just something. There's just something off. It's just. Don't. It's just me. I'm just tense. I guess. I just.
How you talk to me, come on. You never name dropped. There a reason for that? Who specifically? Who set you off?
The Howard. It's the blood of some guy on tab. And just this gleeful smile of. No. There's just something's off. Just giving up, that lightly, without even being asked about his plan. He's a danger. He's a violation of him. It's just
What
got
do you mean about that?
Well,
No, you mentioned his clan specifically.
Yes, but it's not about the clan. It's just well, it's a bit about the clan. It's sometimes unhingedness is not necessarily the best thing, for the people of our situation.
Go on.
I just don't, it's just, it's the whole having someone's blood on flask. She shakes her head a bit, and she's just, I just don't. She looks a bit. She looks puzzled. It's obviously that she's just struggling with something. No, don't mind me. I'm probably just stressed. I don't know. It's probably me that's just working too much. It's not that. It's just. Come on, let's go inside.
He actually puts his hand on the door to stop her from going in. I tell you, if you're not comfortable going in, if he's making you nervous, just walk away now. I'll make an excuse for you. You don't have to end up here going in. I just don't need you on edge in there. Alright? I mean, you helped me out before. Look at me, Natalia. Don't get your head in the clouds. You helped me out when it was rough for me. I'm giving you a chance now to let me help you out. And if you want, walk away. I'll feed him some bullshit, and that'll be the last that'll be said, and you can find some better place quiet. Maybe, maybe head back to the library. I don't know. Find another coffee shop, something that actually has Wi-Fi. I don't know. but
Well, if you look close enough, this place actually has Wi-Fi. You do. And she stops herself.
you can,
And she just looks at. But she looks in again and she says, no. I really appreciate it, Axel, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
all right. He
I know
puts his
you're
arm
there.
up.
And, no. It's not a problem. And she goes in again. She's just she goes in and sits down and
Axel,
puts on somewhat a smile. She doesn't appear as though she's calmed down somewhat.
Axel at this point has made a point to sit between Howard and Natalia. Just that little additional security.
As they get in and sit down, Natalia will sit again. Will just sit near Mutt and just look at him. And she'll strike up polite conversation with Mutt. She'll just look at him and pretty much pay most attention to him, essentially.
Mutt decides to move a little bit to talk to Natalia, and he goes, "So, you know any places around here that are, that need musicians or stuff?"
We could go sometime, if you want to, of course.
Of course, I'm always ready to have an unofficial party, as it were. How about we exchange numbers or something? So, since I don't go to university, as it were.
Don't worry. You don't need to be there. You just need to show up and wreck shit. As she says with a smile as she smiles at him.
That's what I want to hear. That is what I want to hear. Wrecking shit is what I love to do.
And she gives him a wink. And she also gives you a number, the phone. And and I'll go do something. Probably should do this. Yeah, she will actually. One moment. Yeah, she'll just look. She'll just look at him. She'll quiet down for a bit and just watch, and she'll have a weird look in her eyes as she's looking around. She's mostly looking at Mutt at this point. It seems as though she's beginning to forget, or she's not in any way tense now. She's just looking around. She's just seems more relaxed now for some reason.
Oh, that ends up making a long bit. Right now, I'm just thinking I need to end up paying for a couple of cups of coffee, and I might want to head out. Howard,
Huh? Yeah.
how about you join me? I feel like I can benefit from maybe your unique perspective on things.
All
I'd
right.
like to hear more. And he kind of initially looks at, smiles to him, and as he turns to grab the bill, he kind of ends up giving Talia a little bit of a wink.
As that happens,
Scott,
he also
check
slips.
you
He slips a 5 out of his pocket and hands it to Axel. Here, look.
As Axel gets up in her somewhere in her bag. She'll and you'll notice that Natalia takes up a couple of tens and actually gives Axel and just here, it's on me. Please here. And it's obviously more than enough. She gives it to Axel and just says, please on me, everyone. It's not a problem. And she just waves it off, and as she continues to look and speak with Mutt and Scout at this point.
Axel, go ahead.
Oh, Howard's just following Axel.
Okay. Axel goes up to the owner or night shift, whatever he is at this point. Not like he's been here often enough to know. And ends up flipping the bill almost nonchalantly. He leaves the remainder of the change as a fairly significant tip and begins to walk out the door. He opens it specifically for Howard.
Oh, thank you.
Not a problem. He finishes looking at Scout and gives him one last nod. That little bit of acknowledgement that they'll speak again soon as the door closes.
I was gonna say before he leaves, as he just like as soon as he leaves, I go, they're also called T-shades. But yes, I go with that, and I'll with you guys and just with Natalia and Mutt go. Fuck it, let's get a drink. Who's with me?
Mutt goes, all right. Where are we heading?
Natalia just looks. Well, I know Scout knows a certain frat party we could go to, but I think, and just smiles widely at him.
It's like there's the night is still young. Let's see where it takes us. And I basically, at this point, I'm on this chair that I've been just reclining in. I get up, replace it, and just take my jacket off and wrap it around my waist, and basically just kind of bow for the rest of you to go to go out of the door before me.
Well, Natalia will almost grab Mutt at this point, or she's not grabbing it, but she's just more or less asking him to stand up because, I don't know, are you driving here? Because I have a car, so I'll drive.
He goes, I walk everywhere. I mean, who needs a car, right? Besides the exercise. But
right.
Hey, I'll take you up. I'll take you up on that ride.
Yeah, she'll just, both of them, she'll just wave them a little bit away. There's like a big car that they all three apparently get into, and drive off to an undisclosed location for the time being. And I think this is where the scene ends.